Sorry about that, guys. We're starting the live again. A little bit of sound issues, disconnection issues, all of that. But we're gonna try again. Technology fails us, but we good. We good. Just waiting for Ricky Hurdles to join. Let's see if it's better. Is that better?
I hear you a bit echoing. I don't know if if the problem is at my side.
Do you still hear echo from my side? It sounds
Yeah,
better now. Sounds much better.
but it does sound better, yeah.
Okay, guys, let us know. Welcome again. Let us know if this sounds better. Timba, I know you're on. You're going to be my man. You're going to be my sound technician and let me know if the sound is a bit better there. But again, welcome, Rikenette Steenkamp. Guys,
Thank you.
Rikenette on Instagram is known as @RickyHurdles. If you don't follow her, make sure you follow her. This lady's going to have an amazing career in track and field still. Just to tell you a little bit about what she has achieved so far. So Rikenette Steenkamp, also known as Riki, is our 100-meter hurdle sprint queen. She holds the national record in 12.81 seconds. And Riki has won the gold medal at the 2014 Africa Champs. She represented Africa at the 2014 IAAF Continental Cup, taking 5th place, and competed for South Africa at the 2009 World Youth Championships. Sounds good now, but that's not the icing, guys. She is also the 2018 World Cup champion, 2019 World Champion Semi-finalist, and the 2020 60-meter hurdles SA indoor record holder with a time of 8.17 seconds. Guys, come, give it up for Rikenette Steenkamp. Thank you for being here, Riki. Just for those who missed the first part because of sound interruptions, Riki is the new record holder again for Back Your Girl with Alyssa Conleu on the 30 seconds Name as Many Female Athletes Challenge. She has named 20 athletes, overtaking her competitor, or not competitor, let's say training partner, Wenda now. Well done.
Yeah. I don't beat Wenda now often in training, so I take this one.
Take it, claim it, it's yours.
Claim it.
So Rikenette, we know that, we're so happy to see you back. It's so positive. We're always following you on Instagram, and we're backing you all the way. Take us through, the last season and a half for you. Just give us a little bit of a background where things are at for you.
Okay, so yeah, 2020 was obviously a short season, but I felt like I had a good start in the beginning. So I did my first indoors ever. So it was a great experience for me. And I came back to South Africa, ran my first race, season opener 13:19. So I felt like I was on track. And then obviously the whole world went into lockdown. Yeah, I've been training well last year, and I felt like I was in good shape. But then in January, I got COVID. But to be honest, in the beginning, I felt I wasn't really sick, So I thought it's like I'm having the flu and I'm just getting back into things in February. And that's what I did. Even though I thought I was going to take things easy, I didn't think that if I look back, I really did. So yeah, I started to train a bit too soon, I think, and then after a month, I just started to struggle with my health in many ways. It would just be funny stuff, like one thing after the other, and injuries. I would train like 1 to 2 weeks, and then I would just have to rest again. And yeah, nationals wasn't great for me, and that was when I went to a cardiologist after that. And the cardiologist said, like, he suggests that I rest for 3 weeks, do nothing. So if it's almost like a scare that you get, about not even just running and your sport, but also about your life. And yeah, so then I took off and I just said, okay, let's just go back to basics. Let's just find my love for the sport again and not trying to push for Olympics and whatever. And that's when I started to come back about 3 weeks ago. And started training again and running again.
So for those who just joined, we're speaking to Rikenette Steenkamp, and she suffered from COVID this year in February, and due to this virus that we all dread right now that's taking so many lives, she had to withdraw from the finals in the 100-meter hurdles at national championships and obviously make some crucial decisions, especially in Olympic year. Rikenette, that must have been the hardest pill to swallow. Like, it's Olympic year, you're well on track, you have the national record, you have the indoor national record, and then all of a sudden something that's out of your control just changes your season completely. How do you deal with it?
Yeah, so to be honest, just roundabout after nationals, because before that I was just in fighting spirit. I'm gonna get it back. Like, I always bounce back. Like, and then at some point you just have to like let go. And I couldn't, like, I was mentally tired. I wasn't myself, and I just, I've got people around me to really help me, because I did struggle, to be honest. Especially if you know yourself, how you usually can train and how you do feel in training, and all of a sudden your body doesn't react as you know it. And that was for me. You're also an athlete, you know your body, you know how you can train, how you should be able to train to go to the Olympics, and I couldn't do any of that. So I think, yes, I did struggle. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I cracked, I cried, I wanted to drink 2 glasses of wine at some point.
Only 2?
I just don't want to. I want to be polite. But, yeah, and I think I really did get people to help me and to give me perspective, and to, because we can't do this by ourselves, to be honest.
But I think that's so important. Like, a lot of us try to run away from our feelings and what we're feeling in the moment, and just deal with it eventually. We avoid it. We don't face it head on. And I think that's really a great lesson to learn from you, is that you've dealt with it. You're very mature to know when to let go, and you're back to the drawing board now. You're looking great. And I mean, there's so many more championships. There's so many more opportunities coming up, right?
Yeah, I think obviously Olympics is a big deal. You would know. You're a 2016 Olympian, and it should be like that. We have to have those goals. But first of all, I'm an hurdler, and I'm an athlete, and I want to run. And if I have other opportunities, I can still do that, And this year isn't over. And so yeah, I just started to shift my focus on, let's just run again. Let's enjoy it. Yes, I have big goals. Please don't get me wrong. And I want to be an Olympian with everything in me. And I'm going to be honest, when the Olympics is on TV, I'm going to struggle. I'm going to struggle to watch, especially the hurdle. But, in life, you win some, you lose some. And you can just try to make the most of every situation. And I know I speak, it's easy to say, and it's going to be hard still for me. But, you have to see it that way.
Definitely, definitely. It's going to be so tough. Like, even when you're a retired athlete or you're not in it anymore and you're watching the Olympic Games, you're like, I want to be there, I want to be running, I want to be competing, because it's in our DNA, it's in our blood. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really great Olympics. You said that the year's not over yet. What do you have planned for the rest of the year?
So it's still a bit, not fixed in stone, but I want to still race. Like, it feels like my season has only started, 6 months delayed. But so I feel like, if possible, and if I get races and if everything comes together, I want to race in August in Europe. So that's my plan. I just want to do 3 to 4 races, then come back and then prepare for next year. And it's also good if I can put in a bit of training now, because I haven't put in close to what is needed to be in top shape. And now I have the time if I have a track available and a gym available. So, but yeah, that's my plans for this year.
Just like you said, if there is facilities available, I've been following your Instagram and you've been doing a lot of home workouts, showing us how to keep in shape and how to keep fit, even though COVID has closed everything down for us. I know you're going to do it, and we're backing you for August, and we're going to be watching your journey over there. So Riki, tell us, Olympics is coming up, even though we sad on the one hand, but we're super excited, especially because we've got cream of the crop South African athletes going to be there, right?
Yes.
What is your race that you're looking forward to watching at Olympic Games?
Now I can't say the 100 hurdles because I said I'm not going to watch it.
Because you're not there.
Yeah, I think the 400 meter hurdles, women, especially because my chommy is running, Brenda Nell, and it's just an on-fire event. Also, always the 100-meter main. It's I think Akani can do really, really well there. And yeah, I like everything, to be honest. Like every event is great, but yeah, those two I would say.
I'm gonna put you on the spot now, and I'm gonna ask you for your predictions, right?
Okay.
Let's go. Predictions for 100-meter men and 100-meter women.
I'm gonna go with Akani and Shelly Ann for the prize.
Yeah, okay. Very confident there.
Yeah,
You're not sure the USA ladies are gonna come through and surprise them?
it can always happen, especially in the
Yeah.
100. That's my prediction. You asked for my prediction, there it
That's yours. And the
is.
400-meter hurdles, especially with the new world record now from Sydney,
When Nanelle's gonna take it.
is gonna run a
um,
crazy time.
yeah, and I think Warhol, what's his name again? The Norwegian 400-meter hurdler. Yeah.
Yes. Great. The crazy guy that always bangs his chest.
Yeah.
There we go. And the 400-meter flat?
Hmm.
We know the
Interesting. Yeah, I have to back our boykies, eh? So I'm gonna go with Wade Tanika, you know.
good predictions. We're
Okay, and
gonna
the
be watching.
women, I would say Miller Weibo. Um,
Louisa.
yeah.
Yeah, she's very strong, very tall, great running stride.
She's perfectly built. Perfect.
Dreams.
Yeah.
So Riki, you know that we have a lot of upcoming young stars, especially in hurdles in South Africa. We saw the girls doing really well at national championships as well as USA championships. You know, what do you think of the talent coming through, and also you being a female athlete that a lot of youngsters look up to? How can we motivate, the girls to take part in athletics at a high school level, at a university level?
Yeah, it makes me excited because, as you know, competition is always a good thing. And we need to push each other, and it's just going to be a lot of exciting times ahead. So I think that's great. And yeah, I think a lot of the athletes, especially female or women athletes, drop out of the sport too soon. And I think just to I don't know about you, but I also had a dip somewhere in I think it was my first year, my second year. Like I had an injury and I didn't do very well. And I just want to encourage those people to just go through that phase. Even if you have because for me, I performed quite well in matric, and then my first year was very tough, and I was almost like pushing harder and harder and harder, and that was the exact opposite that I should have done, because a lot of things change. You're not in school anymore, like not of you don't go training with all of your friends or whatever, and it's a lot of it. You need to adapt and stuff like that. And I don't think it's always then the time to push. Just go through the phases and learn as much as you can learn. Ask me questions. I'm here to help anyone, because I really do have a love for the sport, and I think role models is important. And I remember when I was 17, 18 years old, I really I looked for people who can I look up to. And I think, I just want to be of help wherever I can in the
I think
sport.
that's amazing. And guys, take that offer from Rikenette. Ask her how to train. Ask her what she does. Ask her what she eats. What makes her strong. What makes her fast. What makes her fit. Like, ask questions. I think that's so important. People are so scared to just ask. And it's also very important for us athletes also to always be willing to give advice. So I really appreciate that from you. Speaking about role models, who were your role models growing up?
Sure. Um,
Who
to be
did you look
honest,
up to in track and field?
yeah, I didn't have many local athletes. Like I looked up to, like Sally Pearson was one of my, her style and everything. So it felt a bit far for me. It's like almost like not like a mentor, but like a role model. It's like far. I didn't know her or anything, and I think it would have been so awesome if I could just chat with her ever, or ask her questions. And yeah, so I didn't really have a role model locally. I felt I did look up to Wenda now, even though she's in a different event, and just the person that she is as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And came from 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter hurdles, everything. So I think she's been a great mentor for a lot of us athletes out there. And if there's one athlete you dream of racing, you know, standing next to one day, whether it be at the Olympics, World Champs, who is that athlete?
So, interesting. I ran again next to Kendra Harrison and a few of those athletes. So I don't think she's the world record holder.
Yeah.
I think Sally Pearson then.
Yeah.
You know, I know but I would have, yeah, really loved to race with her, alongside her.
Yeah. She's
Beat
the veteran queen of the hurdle, Sally Pearson. Tell me how important, because I mean, I've never tried hurdles in my life. I don't think I'll ever try hurdles in my life. But how important is it to clear every single hurdle in the race? And what goes through your mind? Like, I know I was watching Kendra, obviously, bracing, and her frequency, leg frequency over the hurdles is so quick. Like, how important is it, and what's going through your mind? Because whenever you're racing, I'm always counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you do that or no?
No, I don't do that. I just see the hurdle in front of me. I don't focus on the 7 behind it. But yeah, to be honest, like for women hurdles, it's a bit more like if you hit a hurdle, it affects you more than I would say the men. So we shouldn't like. I don't really want to hit a hurdle ever in a race, and I don't really do that, but this weekend I did. But yeah, it happens sometimes, and then it's okay if it's your trail leg, but if it's the front leg, it usually affects you a lot, and you can really fall and get hurt. But it's all about, you know, running. What would I say? You know, you need to focus on the rhythm and the high. Sometimes you run a high risk race. If you lower over the hurdle, which is faster sometimes, but it's high risk. I think that's what happened to Kendra Harrison when she, you know, didn't go to the previous Olympic trials or the Olympics, because she's going over the hurdles like that. I don't know how she does it, because I just want to steal a bit more just to play it a bit more safe. But yeah, it's a skill, and sometimes you get it better than other times.
Yeah, it's crazy. And how was your transition? Because I think you started off as a sprinter, and then you transitioned into hurdles. And how is that transition? Is it really hard? Is it easy? I know a lot of the times, a lot of people are like, female hurdles are so low, you know, it's an easy race. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't even jump, like on the highest box jump. So I think people really just, you know, the assumptions are crazy. So tell us, how hard is it?
Yeah, I think it's a technical event. But to be honest, I did sprinting, and I did a bit of long jump in school. And then when I was 16, I started with hurdles. And for me, it was, this is my event. I just know. Like, I wasn't, you know, really good from the start, but I just knew, like, I have the feel for this thing. Even though I'm not the most flexible athlete in this planet, I really have to work on that for myself, like, because some hurdlers can, you know, split and stuff. I can't touch my toes. So but yeah, I think it is a difficult event, I would say, and a bit scary sometimes if I stand before 10 hurdles and I'm like, why am I doing this? And then afterwards I'm like, I love this. So,
this is my thing. And if there was one event you would choose, track and field, one event you would choose that you would love to just take part in, just for fun, you know, just to see if you have a skill, just to see if you're talented in that event, what would it be?
I would like to do long jump. I think I would be, if I wanted to train in it. And then also pole vault, like, that fascinates me.
That's hectic.
100 hurdles is way too far. 200 is way too far.
Yeah, like 400 is way too far. I agree with you. 200 you can work with. 200
yeah,
but
not for me.
That's scary, man. Like, people get crazy injuries from that. I mean, I've always thought or dreamt about doing discus. I don't know. Maybe one day. Who knows?
Okay, good for you.
So, Riki, tell us, what happens after athletics? I know you still have a long career, but you know, what are some of your hobbies? What are you studying? What are some of your long-term goals? Because I think a lot of the young athletes also, they don't know how to balance. You know, they don't know how to balance education, life, and athletic sports and then your post-athletic career. And it becomes very hard because, once your career is done, you sit there and you're like, what now? So tell us about your long-term plans.
Yeah, I think it's a very real question because we have to think about like life after athletics. For me, it's as you said, it's really, really important not to just put everything in athletics and all your energy. For me, it's very good to like have a balanced life, and that's why I always studied. I did my sports science, then I did my honors in sport and recreation management, and then I finalized my master's degree in women's sport leadership. So I don't know. I might want to. I don't want to say this and not do it, but do my doctorate in something in sport, and just about that topic that you mentioned earlier about how do we keep the women athletes in the sport, and how do we develop that? And that's just something that's a passion and yeah, for me. But yeah, I don't really have it figured out yet, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I want to be involved in sport, and yeah, as far as I can.
I mean, I think it's okay if you don't have it figured out, but you have an idea. And I think that there's a massive gap within that research topic. How do we keep women interested in sports and track and field specifically? I think especially in Africa, in South Africa, we see, I think when we started sprinting and stuff, we had at least 4 or 5 heats in the race. And now it's like, it's so close to just straight to finals. And for
Yeah.
me, that is a really, really scary, scary thought to know that
And
we're going to have no one there.
And the thing is like, there's no way that we don't have the talent. There's no way, because how we are men, we're doing great. We have the
Yes.
depth in it. And then why does all our women all of a sudden have no talent? I
Yes.
can't believe that. So I think it's just a fall away. And the question is why and how can we change that? Which is not so easy to change. But
No,
we need to change it.
it's a trick question. It's a question everybody asks. Like, we are the ladies. I mean, who knows the answers? But we definitely have talent. I know that when we had World Youth Championships, when we had Junior Championships, our ladies bring home medals. We make finals, we do crazy things, we have great times and stuff. And I think it's just that gap between high school and university where, our ladies just disappear. But I think if we just keep motivating them and sharing our stories and how amazing track and field is and what you can achieve at track. Not a lot of ladies know about sponsorships or bursaries and Europe, racing in Europe and what you make in Europe. So I think that we need to really share those stories, definitely.
We need to open up that option in the way that they think, because if they don't think like it's really an option to do this and to pursue this as a maybe a career, then where everybody sees it as a hobby. Even if I tell people, what do you do? I run. Then they're like, oh, that's interesting.
You run
Do you
for fun?
just run the track all day? And I'm like, no, it's a full-time job. And yes, it's always also important to keep that balance, as we mentioned earlier. But we need to, just the support is important, role models is important, mentorship is important, and we need to just keep on what we're doing now, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you said that, I read on one of your posts that at the age of 6 you dreamt of being an athlete, but you only really became or grew into the sport at the age of 16. Tell us, how long did it take you from the age of 16 to actually sign a professional athletic contract?
I think, I'm just thinking back now, but I think 2014, so I was 23, 22.
Yeah.
And then I had my ankle injury, so then I lost my contract for 2 years. And then only in 2017, later in the year, I got another contract. So it's been tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to be
I mean,
honest.
6 years before you signed your first contract, then you lost it just like that due to injury, something that we can't control, something that happens in the sport. And then you had to work hard again for, to get another contract. And I think that's what a lot of athletes don't understand, especially female athletes, that it takes hard work and it takes time. And it takes
You need
a
to
lot
be
of
able
time.
to take failures and mistakes that you make, and when you go to Europe and you come. I remember my first trip to Europe, I came like 8th in races. Then I was like, I don't like this, I want to go home. but then you need to go through that processes, and it's some people, you know, I don't say, yeah, it's tough, as you know. It's you need to really love the sport and have passion for it, and just go through the processes, I would say, even though it's not so fun always.
I know it's yeah, like I said, who wants to lose? We train to win. No one wants to lose. So the minute we lose, we're like, what is happening here?
Yeah. Mm.
But tell us, share one of your most challenging moments in track and field and one of your most memorable moments.
I have quite a few and quite a few, so it's difficult to choose.
Spin the
No, I
coin.
would, yeah. The hardest moment, in a way, was this year, nationals for me, to be honest, because I was just so heartbroken. To be honest, I've never been there. In the past, I had maybe a hamstring niggle or something, but I knew it's going to take two weeks, and you know, then I can get stronger. I've been through that type of challenges, but this time I've never known myself this way. I've been tired. I didn't react to training, and that was really scary for me because nobody could give me the answers and tell me, listen, this is COVID related, or you know, they just assume.
Yeah.
We think, you know, and that was just the harder I tried, yeah, the
Yeah.
less it worked out for me. So that was, I would say, quite recent, was a really tough time for me. And the best moment for me was 2018 World Cup, when I won the gold against Queen Harrison and a few big names, you know, and
Yeah.
those type of races and those moments will stay with me forever. And yeah, I just remember going into the race and I was ranked about fourth, and I just told myself, Riki, run to win. Like, don't think about the others. Just focus on execution and enjoy the moment, enjoy the crowd, which I miss, by the way, right now. And yeah, that was just the most memorable moment for me in my career.
I remember that moment clearly. I was sitting at home in front of my TV, and all of a sudden, Riki Hurdles comes through and wins the gold medal, and I was like, like, I was so proud of you. I remember that moment clearly. I was watching it. And yeah, I think that, you know, it's so admirable to see, you know, how you've gone through so many challenges in your career, but you still keep persevering and you come up top and you never give up and you just keep pushing on. Like you said, like this year for you, toughest time of your life, but you're back and you're ready to race again because this is your passion, this is what you do. So we're really, really happy to see you back, Riki, and you know, we wish you everything of the best. We'll be following you and we can't wait to see you at Commonwealth and the next World Champs and the next Olympic Champs because we know you're going to be there. We back you 100%. Thank you for sharing this moment with us and for all your wise words and everything, and we can't wait to see you race.
Thank you. It's just a pleasure. Thanks for
Have a
having
good
me.
evening.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.